What's up, guys? Blade Master here, bringing you another Total War Attila online battle. This is a just a regular friendly battle that I fought against Houseplant. I have taken the Saxons in this matchup, and Houseplant has taken the Ostrogoths. Saxons not very strong compared to the Ostrogoths, although they do have quite a few tricks up their sleeve. Although these are very overpriced tricks, including the heroic cavalry and these units that I've brought, the elite Saxon javelin men. I've brought two of these units, cost around 800 talents. Incredibly expensive, but very good stats for them. Melee attack is a disappointment, but they do have access to frenzy, which ups that up to 32. Do they have spears? Let's try and see if they have spears or if they have swords. I believe they have swords. Let's try and see. Can I take a look at it? It looks like they have swords. Yeah, it's completely clipping through their armor, but they do have swords, which means that they have 36 and 4 melee damage, 36 base for armor penetrating. They have excellent armor, 37 shield value, and that translates to around a 35 missile block chance according to the encyclopedia. But as we all know, we should never trust the encyclopedia, so who knows what it actually is. 60 armor, 114 health, which is higher than most like mid-tier melee infantry. And 62 morale, which is absolutely amazing. But disappointment that they do not have actually their base morale is something like 40, 48, something like that. They don't have access to disciplined and encouraged. They have access to precision shot. Their missile damage is standard 70-20, 70 base, 20 armor penetrating, 15 bonus versus cavalry. But they do have access to 12 ammunition, which is really, really high. So I've brought two of them. I've brought a total of 3 Nordic Band. Of course, these are the MLG Nordic Band. Only one ammunition of 90 missile damage javelins. Using them as a frontline infantry, which of course they're very good at doing. Brought a total of 5 Nordic Horse Lords. A total of 2 Saxon Lancers, 2 Hearthguard, and 3 Nordic Axe Warriors with 1 Nordic Warlord. Houseplan, on the other hand, has brought a total of 5 Noble Germanic Swords, a total of 5 Germanic Archers, total of 6 silvered up Germanic Horsemen, 1 Gothic Palatina defected behind each of them, and 1 Royal Sionese General as his general. So I like the use of Gothic Palatina here, keeping them behind, using their high melee attack to get them a lot of kills very quickly in a cavalry battle. And his 5 Germanic Archers will wreak havoc on my relatively unarmored main line. My Saxon Lancers, you can see, I've already taken a couple of casualties. Nordic Band, he's not focusing on my Nordic Band, which is smart. Some of my Nordic Band, even though have taken a lot of kills, they don't have any armor. So he's starting to charge in with his Germanic Horsemen. Let's see if I can charge back. Yep, I get a counter charge with my Saxon Lancers. They were very, very spread out, so I don't think a lot of them got enough impact damage. But I'm going to support with Nordic Horse Lords here. Also setting attack orders with my Nordic Band, getting a free javelin volley onto his Germanic Horsemen, killing 3 of them, and then charging into them as well. They got an uninterrupted charge, but their 5 melee attack is not going to do too much there. I've also turned on precision shot with my elite Saxon javelin men, letting them loose some volleys on these guys. The reason why I brought the Saxon Lancers was to have a cheap, relatively cheap unit to get good number of kills on the charge, and then bring these Saxon javelin men to charge in. But here my elite Saxons just got charged by his Germanic Horsemen, so like we can see pretty clearly how well they can hold out. Only take what, like 25 kills on the charge. That's amazing because they're very heavy units, and usually units just completely get slaughtered on the charge. But that said, these guys have done very admirably. Elite Saxon Javelin men almost getting a single experience chevron here, just firing into this general volley. Nordic Horse Lords down to 42 units. I think a lot of friendly fire being happening over there. His Royal Simon is going to charge into my Elite Saxon Javelin men here. Nordic Horse Lords coming in, destroying a lot of the Gothic Palatina and Germanic Horsemen on the charge. And here bringing my Nordic Axe Warriors to charge into these Germanic Horsemen. Some Nordic Axe Warriors are getting slaughtered by his Germanic Archers. He's done very well with them. And I've not really done well because I'm engaging piecemeal, which is not what you want to do with the Nordic army. Nordic Axe Warriors here, getting 5 kills, but going to get charged at by his Germanic Horsemen. But I do have one Nordic, Horse Lords, that's coming into support there. I've also used, I think, Headhunt. No, he's used Brace. I haven't used Headhunt on my Nordic Horse Lords yet. I think they're sort of suffering. My Saxon Javelin men down to 96 units here. My other Saxon Javelin men trying to waver. No, they're not wavering. They're still shaken, but look at how well they've actually done. I mean, they managed to hold out so many units. They haven't gotten any kills, which is a major disappointment, though. The other Saxon Javelin is doing well, 30 kills. I've popped Headhunt on my Nordic Horse Lords, making them unbreakable. Also got another Nordic Horse Lord on my left side, just charging into his Germanic Archers, getting a rear charge with my Nordic Horse Lords here, getting 20 kills on the charge, killing off a lot of those Gothic Palatina defectors. My Hearthguard will do decently against his Noble Germanic Swordsman. That's a fight of tanky versus tanky units, which the Hearthguard will eventually win. Here, Hearthguard, I've just braced, and I think I popped Shield Wall at the last second. Which means these units will get a huge bonus. Also used my Elite Saxon Javelin to destroy his Royal Siones. As long as these units keep firing their javelins, I am a happy person. They will get a lot of kills, as you can see. They're almost up to a double experience chevron. Here, Elite Saxon Javelin down to 40 units, but now the Germanic Horsemen are going to get charged at and ganged up on. And that means I can have some space, clear some space for my Elite Saxon Javelin, and then they can really do some damage. Here, Elite Saxon Javelin still shooting into Gothic Palatina and then some Noble Germanic Swordsmen as well. Sorry, Noble Germanic Horse. My Nordic Warlord down to 66 units, not doing too well, but I was forced to use them to support that cav battle. Using some Nordic Horse Lords to tie down his Germanic Archers, who've done very well so far. 17 kills, 63, 68. That's about what you should expect when you use Germanic army effectively against a Nordic army. Moving my Elite Saxon Javelin to get a better position on these Noble Germanic Swordsmen. Then using my Nordic Horse Lords to come in for what should be a pretty decisive rear charge against these Noble Germanic Swordsmen. And I think that this side of the cavalry battle should be wrapped up in my favor because of the timely support of my Nordic Axe Warriors, despite my Elite Saxon Javelin not doing very well. Elite Saxon Javelin here, 79 kills, double experience chevron. My Nordic Warlord is trying to waver and about to rout. But the number of kills that these guys will get, especially with precision shot turned on for a second time against those Noble Germanic Horsemen, will basically ensure those Noble Germanic Horsemen will waver and rout. This Hearthguard getting 99 kills on Noble Germanic Swordsmen just because I was able to use Shield Wall at the last second. And now the tankiness of these Elite Saxon Javelin will come into play, although the fact that they don't have spears is kind of a, it's not really going in their favor. Still 100 kills, mostly on cavalry, killing off the Noble Germanic Horsemen here. And I managed to wrap up this cavalry flank and brought some extra Nordic Horse Lords to wrap up this cavalry flank as well. And 103 kills with Elite Saxon Javelin, double experience chevron, can't really argue against them not doing well. Perfect victory to me. Still very expensive units. 11 kills with one can show just how big of a risk these guys are. Nordic Axe Warrior is not doing too well for the most part. Nordic Band getting like 8 kills on Germanic Horsemen, which itself is pretty decent investment. Nordic Horse Lords doing very well for me though. Saxon Lance is proving to be quite a disappointment. And yeah, that's about it. I think one of the Elite Saxon Javelin basically won me the game. Although if I didn't spend 1,600 talents on these two units combined, I probably could have brought a much better army in general. So that's it for this game, you guys. Hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for more. Peace.